Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is Dave here with Go Gamers, and today we got a Xbox One S motherboard on a repair bench right now. Customer shipped it in to us claiming that they accidentally spilled beer on the game console. So this is going to be an interesting one. So let's go over to the upper cam and see what we got going on. All right, as you guys can see, we have an Xbox One S motherboard. Now, typically when I work on water damaged game consoles, or beer damaged game consoles, there's always typically going to be liquid damage right near the power MOSFETs, or if not, right on it. So let's go over to that area and let's check it out. So if you don't know where the MOSFETs are located, they're located right here on this side of the motherboard. And without me even going on my microscope, I can see right here liquid damage right here. So as you can see, I got my multimeter right here, and we can easily figure this out. We're going to go into voltage mode on my multimeter. I can see right here I'm getting the proper voltage from this line right here, which is 6 volts. Right here, I am getting 6.04 volts, which is exactly what we're supposed to be getting for right here. I haven't tested this one out, but let's see what we got right here. We're getting, look at that. We're getting, look at the screen right here. Look at that. 0.001 volts. I mean, the power rail literally stops right here. So that is where our fault is coming from, and this is obviously without us even going underneath a microscope and seeing what's going on with the console. But now, obviously, what we're going to want to do is now go underneath the microscope and see what is going on. So let's do that. So here we are. Here is the liquid damage, and let's see if a different lighting will work. You can see even in both lightings, you can still see that this liquid damage on this motherboard is pretty clear. I mean, we have a little bit on that MOSFET, which obviously did blow out that MOSFET. We have some right here on a big MOSFET. We have some on this IC right here. We have some on this 22 ohm resistor, on this cap, right. So we have a little bit of liquid damage all over that line that was shorted out. Now over here, it looks like it's kind of just residue and things that we're going to need to clean up. So now the first thing we're going to do is I'm going to take my toothbrush. I'm going to dip it in some 99% IPA. I'm going to take a towel, and we're just going to go in and we're just going to scrub this entire area, right? Clean this all up. All right, now we can see how much better this side of the board looks like versus what it looked like last time. You can still obviously see a little bit of visual water damage over here, right in between here. But a majority of that liquid damage is gone. So let's take my multimeter. We're going to put our reading back on there. Still reading 0.1 voltage on that line right there, meaning that that MOSFET is definitely completely blown. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to replace that whole section of the motherboard as I typically do. I'm going to go ahead, use my Tular heat wand. We're going to lift all of those components off the board. I'm going to grab my donor board, and we're literally just going to do a surgical move everything from the donor board over to this board. So let's go ahead and get that done. All right, guys, so I got my donor motherboard. The crazy thing is, while looking for a donor motherboard, I truly realized how many consoles that I have that's just completely covered in liquid damage. I went on ahead and pulled the trigger on an ultrasonic cleaner, So as soon as that comes in, I want to show you guys that because I have a motherboard that is full of some like 2-year-old liquid, and I've been holding it because I was like, I'm just gonna use this one day and see if I can be able to clean it. So I'm gonna take that motherboard as soon as that ultrasonic cleaner comes in, and I'm gonna see if it can be able to get a 2-year-old liquid off this board. So let's go underneath the microscope. We're going to apply flux to this entire area over here. And as similar to my previous videos with liquid damage, I'm just going to remove all of this over here and replace everything. I don't want to waste time, and I don't want to go through individually testing everything when all of it was hit by a lot of liquid. Now that I'm done with that, I'm going to take my toothbrush. It's going to clean this whole area because I want to get up all of that liquid that was underneath those components, and I want to make sure this is as clean as possible. So when we place new solder and our new components down, we know we have good clean pads and a good clean contact. To replace these two as well over here in the corner, because it looks like they also have a little bit of liquid damage on them as well, and I don't want to risk leaving these on the motherboard. All right, so I just wanted to quickly see if I can get a better reading out this MOSFET on this line over here before I put these last two caps in place. So let me put the black probe on ground. And we have an open line. Okay, what is going on here? I might have to redo this resistor. As you can see, this resistor is kind of off place, so that's probably why. These pins over here are always tricky to put new solder on, and they can be bridged. It's just it's a pain to get this to flow completely into place. So let me try to get this flow better into place, and we're going to do a reading shortly after. Okay, so I also wanted to make sure that this resistor was good to make sure that we was getting 1 ohms. So this is a 1 ohm resistor. I got my probes on it right now, and I'm currently reading the correct ohms from it. So I went on ahead and placed those 2 caps down there as well, just to make sure it wasn't going to mess up the reading. Now I'm going to clean this area, let the board cool down real quick, because if you the thing about it too is if you also test the board while the board is still super hot, you'll get false readings. So I'm going to allow the board to cool down a little bit, and then I'm going to come back and test this board. All right, so we are now getting the correct voltage coming out of that line. Let's test the other lines to make sure we are getting the correct voltage. So yep, we are getting good volts from there. And here as well. So fingers crossed this actually works and there is no other water damage that I don't see on this board. So what I'm going to do now is just put this thing partially back together. We're going to be able to test this out, see if it does work. If it doesn't work, then I'll just come right back and we can be able to just come off where we left off here. So let's see what we get. All right, so we have it put partially back together. Now it's time for the moment of truth. Okay, I pressed the eject button and it did power it on. We was not getting this before. We got something on the screen right here. Yes! Another liquid damage repair successful. Remember, people, don't spill beer inside your electronics, you know. You got to take care of it. So yeah, as you guys can see, I mean, this was a successful repair. We got the console right here. I'm gonna clean up these fans a little bit because it's still dried up beer on there, but it's not wet to where it's gonna fly back into the console. But I'm gonna clean that up. And let's see if this actually goes into the dashboard. I want to make sure that this goes to the dash to make sure we don't have any other issues with this. All right, so we got this console back up and working. We're going to have a happy customer with this one. So now what I'm going to do is invoice, collect payment on this one, and ship this one back out today back to this customer. I know this customer is going to be happy because we received this console in. It actually came in this box, and partially about most of the console was pretty much all disassembled. This is actually a newer this is actually a brand new power supply. Actually, they sent the console and they already had a brand new power supply in there. So I'm assuming they got it. They thought the power supply could have been messed up. They swapped it out, saw that, hey, this still doesn't work, and let's actually send it to him and see if he can be able to get it done. And we got it done. So if you guys did like this video, if you did enjoy it, make sure you go ahead and smash that like button. If you are interested in getting your game console repaired, you can go to our website, gogamers.com/repair. Just be mindful, we do have a huge backlog of about 300 to 400 game consoles. Which puts us about 3 weeks out. I'm the only person who does all the repairs on the game consoles as well. Also, like I said, just subscribe to the channel, like this video. If you got any comments, anything that you want to put down, just put it down in the comments below. But besides that, I'll see you guys on the flip side. See ya.